What is going on, guys? Losing the Super Bowl is always heartbreaking. But when that loss is the result of your team simply being outmatched or outplayed, it's a little easier to accept. After all, you did what you could, but it just wasn't good enough. What isn't easy to accept, however, is when your team is cheated out of a Super Bowl. Whether it's a matter of bad officiating or just the other team flat out breaking the rules. That thought of having a Lombardi Trophy stolen from you is never an easy pill to swallow. Just ask these 10 runner-ups who were totally cheated out of a Super Bowl. Number 10, Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 21. The 1986 Broncos made the Super Bowl for the first time in the John Elway era. The only thing standing between them and a Lombardi Trophy was the New York Giants and their stingy defense, led by Lawrence Taylor. At first glance, the scoreboard suggests the Giants won fair and square. They blew out the Broncos by a final score of 39-20, but really the Broncos could have won this game if not for a brutal officiating mistake that occurred in the second quarter. Denver held a 10-7 lead late in the half. Backed up at their own 13-yard line, Elway appeared to have completed a 28-yard pass to Clarence K, but the officials ruled it wasn't a catch. They went to video review and surprisingly upheld the ruling.
Pass complete to Clarence K.
On the next play, the Giants sacked Elway for a safety to cut the deficit to 1. They would take over the game from there, outscoring the Broncos 30-10 in the second half en route to a Super Bowl title. Had the officials ruled K's catch a completion, like they should have, who knows what would have happened. Maybe the Broncos hold on to win their first Lombardi Trophy. So yeah, you can't blame Denver if they felt like they were cheated after this one. Number 9, Carolina Panthers in Super Bowl 50. Led by league MVP Cam Newton, the Panthers won 15 games en route to their second Super Bowl appearance in franchise history. Up next, a showdown against Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. The Broncos defense got the better of Newton all day long. He was picked off twice, lost 2 fumbles, one of which was recovered for a touchdown, and was sacked 6 times. Denver's defense guided the way to a 24-10 victory, winning the franchise its 3rd Lombardi Trophy. But if it weren't for 1 or 2 questionable officiating calls, the Panthers could have very well won this game. One of these controversial calls took place midway through the first quarter. Newton found Jericho Cotchery for a gain of 23 yards, or so we thought. The officials ruled an incomplete pass, prompting Ron Rivera to throw the challenge flag.
Ground, even though there's a bobble inside, maintains good control, up off the ground. He rolls over.
After review, the officials still deemed it an incomplete pass, even though it looked like a pretty clear catch. 2 plays later, Newton was strip sacked for a touchdown. So yeah, quite a game-changing call there by the officials. Another questionable call took place after the first play of the fourth quarter. Manning found Emmanuel Sanders for a 16-yard catch. The officials then flagged Trey Boston 15 yards for slapping the ball out of Sanders' hands.
All the way down to the 34. Slapped the ball out of the hands of Emmanuel Sanders.
If this were week 3 of the regular season, it would be one thing. But that's not a call you make on the fourth quarter of a close game, especially in the Super Bowl. Carolina didn't bring its A game on offense, but that 24-10 loss could have been totally different without the 2 controversial officiating calls. It just feels like the Panthers were cheated here, like the refs wanted Peyton to go out on top. So they made sure it happened. Number 8, New England Patriots in Super Bowl 52. The many New England Patriots haters will forever bring up the many officiating miscues that went their way, from the tuck rule all the way up to their 6th Super Bowl championship season. Well, it's safe to say that the Philadelphia Eagles benefited more from suspect officiating in Super Bowl 52 than the Patriots did. For starters, the legendary Philly special touchdown was an illegal formation, according to a Fox NFL rules analyst. Secondly, we're not so sure if Corey Clement's monumental third-quarter touchdown reception was really a catch.
How many times, Al, do we come into the Super Bowl and we say, who is it? Who's the unknown?
And thirdly, the Eagles got away with a blatant illegal contact penalty here on the final play, when they defended a Hail Mary to clinch the Super Bowl.
Hot jam Gronkowski off the ball, and he is going to get a shot.
This is similar to what happened in the Giants.
Officials really let them play in this one, and in doing so, they essentially cheated the Patriots out of another Lombardi Trophy. Not that the rest of America is complaining. Number 7, Los Angeles Rams in Super Bowl 53. Make no mistake, the Rams should not have been in Super Bowl 53. They got there because of the NOLA no call. Nobody needs a reminder of that. Well, Sean McVay's team only had to wait 2 weeks to see what it was like to be on the wrong side of officiating miscues in a playoff game. Yes, the Rams' offense was simply awful in the 13-3 loss to the Patriots, but a couple of officiating errors also played a giant factor here. The game was tied 3-3 early in the fourth quarter, facing a first down from their own 43. The Rams got a big play when Todd Gurley took a handoff to the Patriots 44 for 13 yards. However, the officials flagged John Sullivan for holding. Replays showed that this was a tacky call, which even baffled Tony Romo. the Rams had to punt the ball away, and the Patriots would march down for the game-tying score. The controversy didn't end there, however. LA pieced together a promising drive and found themselves in a good position to tie the game. On 1st and 10, from the Patriots' 27-yard line, Goff tossed a deep ball to Brandon Cooks, who couldn't quite hold on for the score. Replays showed that Stephon Gilmore got away with defensive PI, and the Rams should have been given a first-and-goal situation from the 1.
Pass. Caught. No. The perfect throw. Cooks has a chance. Let's see. Gilmore.
On the next play, however, Goff threw a pick to Gilmore that essentially sealed the game. The league later acknowledged that the officials should have penalized Gilmore, but it was too little too late. The Rams had already been cheated out of a Super Bowl victory. Number 6, San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 47. The 49ers are on this list because of one play. In Super Bowl 47, the 49ers found themselves down 28-6 early in the second half. The game appeared to be out of reach, but Colin Kaepernick and the offense stormed back with 17 unanswered points to cut the deficit to 5. Both teams added 6 more fourth-quarter points, and Baltimore led 34-29 with 4.5 minutes to go. The 49ers moved the ball down to the Ravens' 7-yard line. Ray Lewis and the Baltimore D held their ground on the first 3 plays, bringing up a game-deciding 4th-and-goal situation. Facing a blitz, Kaepernick heaved a pass to Michael Crabtree in the end zone, but it sailed incomplete. That was largely because Crabtree was held by Jimmy Smith, but the officials decided to let it go.
To Baltimore, and San Francisco can stop the clock only once.
Well, when you watch it there in slow motion, I got to say that's a good no call.
We understand letting them play and not wanting to throw a flag in the situation, but that looked pretty blatant to us. And the no call was the 49ers' chance at their 6th Super Bowl title. Number 5, Oakland Raiders in Super Bowl 37. The Oakland Raiders weren't much of a match for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who destroyed them 48-21. For one, the 2002 Bucs were one of the greatest and most dominant defensive units ever pieced together, allowing just 12.3 points per game. And secondly, the Bucs were coached by John Gruden, whom the Raiders had literally traded away 1 year earlier. So Gruden knew basically the entire Raiders playbook. Despite the decisive victory on Tampa's end, the Raiders had a right to feel cheated. After the infamous Deflategate scandal surrounding Tom Brady and the Patriots came to light, Brad Johnson, the Bucs starting quarterback in that Super Bowl championship season, told the Tampa Bay Times that he paid someone $7,500 to have the footballs for that game altered. Johnson later walked back on his comments and said that they were blown way out of proportion. If that's the case, why say anything in the first place? Sure seems like Johnson got the footballs designed the way he wanted, illegally. So yeah, the Raiders had every right to feel like they were cheated out of a title here. Number 4, St. Louis Rams in Super Bowl 36. The well-known Spygate scandal surrounding Bill Belichick and the Patriots first surfaced in 2007. However, reports stated that the Patriots had taken part in illegal videotaping of their opponents long before that season. In 2008, the Boston Herald ran a story that stated the Patriots videotaped the Rams' walkthrough practices leading up to Super Bowl 36. However, the paper later retracted this story. Marshall Faulk still believes the Rams were cheated. He claims that the Patriots were well prepared and ready for some of the Rams' offensive plays that they hadn't even run before. Not to mention that the Patriots' key to stopping the high-powered St. Louis offense was by getting physical with the receivers. They got away with a lot of contact that would probably be penalized today. But all of those unanswered questions surrounding Spygate give the Rams and their fans good reason to believe that they were cheated out of Super Bowl 36. Number 3, San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 54. The 49ers found themselves on the wrong end of just about every questionable call in Super Bowl 54. Yes, they have to take the blame themselves for allowing 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter after holding a 20-10 lead with 7 minutes to go. But it's hard to win when several bad calls go against you. For starters, this was a controversial offensive pass interference call on George Kittle.
And when you extend your arm out, that's what the official sees. So you extend your arm, how much?
And in the fourth quarter, the refs missed an obvious offensive penalty on the Chiefs, which should have given San Fran another chance to convert a pivotal 3rd down. Also, you know how the NFL is all about protecting its quarterbacks these days with soft roughing the passer calls. Well, if that's going to be their stance throughout the entire season, the least they could do is not miss the obvious roughing the passer calls like this one.
The back, he hangs in to protect, and then Neiman, he hits the gap right inside, affecting the throw.
That should have given San Fran a fresh set of downs, up by 3, with just over 5 minutes to go. 49ers legend Jerry Rice called out the officiating after the game. Can you really blame him for feeling like his former team was cheated? That's 3 game-changing calls that all went against San Fran. Number 2, Arizona Cardinals in Super Bowl 43. Again, this was a case where practically all the questionable calls went against one team. You all know about James Harrison's legendary pick 6 to close out the first half of Super Bowl 43. Except, you know, Lamar Woodley got away with an illegal block in the back. Looked like a clear penalty to us.
Because he's such a great pass rusher. On that play, he faked like...
That's not all. Remember Santonio Holmes' epic tiptoe game-winning touchdown in the back of the end zone in the waning seconds? We're not 100% sold on the idea that this was a catch.
We have 35 seconds if it stands.
Also, Holmes was later fined $10,000 for using a ball as a prop during his TD celebration. The then vice president of officiating said that he should have also been given a 15-yard penalty, which would have given Arizona a much better shot at responding with a game-winning touchdown of their own. Instead, Warner was strip-sacked in the final seconds as Pittsburgh clinched its 6th Super Bowl championship. Yes, the underdog Cardinals were robbed of a Super Bowl on the basis of some controversial officiating. Number 1, Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 40. Easy number 1 for us. Sadly, Super Bowl 40 is best remembered for the many horrendous and inexcusable calls that went against the Seahawks. 4 years after this game, Super Bowl 40 head official Bill Levy acknowledged the poor job his guys did. The first terrible call saw Darrell Jackson get penalized for soft offensive pass interference, which nullified a touchdown.
It's coming on the end right there, and then he feels the scramble, so he goes into a scramble drill, and he put that.
After the 2-minute warning, Ben Roethlisberger scored on a quarterback run. If you look at the review, it's hard to see where the ball broke the plane of the end zone.
The ball goes over or touches any part of the goal line. In other words, the front of the goal line is part.
2 more game-changing officiating mistakes took place in the 4th quarter. Trailing 14-10 early in the frame, Seattle pieced together a promising drive in Pittsburgh territory. Matt Hasselbeck found Jeremy Stevens for a big completion near the Steelers' 1. However, the officials called a holding penalty on Sean Locklear, which left John Madden and presumably the millions of viewers at home scratching their heads.
And you're going to see him rush from the outside here. Locklear makes a pretty good move with that right arm. Ooh, I didn't see holding.
The drive ended when Hasselbeck threw an interception to Ike Taylor. To make matters worse, officials wrongfully penalized Hasselbeck for a block below the waist. Not surprisingly, Madden and Al Michaels vehemently disagreed with the call.
Play. We think it's a bad call. If Hasselbeck is making a tackle, he can go low. If you go low on a blocker.
The Steelers would score the game-sealing touchdown on the ensuing drive. Those poor Seahawks put it all on the line and were robbed big time because of 4 downright horrible calls. If there's one team in NFL history who should truly feel as though they were cheated out of the Super Bowl, it's these 2005 Seahawks. What other teams got cheated out of the Super Bowl? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, we're on everything. Go subscribe, go follow, go check it out. If you like this video, give it a like. It takes 1 click down below, and subscribe to TPS. We post videos every day. Every day is a new video. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. See you next time.
My knee.